You are listening to Talk for the Non-Talkers, an introvert's field guide to thriving in a world that often favors the loud. I am Sanjay Gopinath, your host. This show is produced by Indira Priyadashini, and together we explore how quiet minds can lead, connect, and show up powerfully without pretending to be someone they are not. Today, we welcome Sindhu Shyam, an acclaimed Indian actress, storyteller, and master of Bharatanatyam, a classical dance form that weaves emotion, rhythm, and mythology into movement. From age 4, Sindhu found her voice not in words but in dance, winning accolades for her artistry. By 16, she stepped into acting, captivating audiences in South Indian cinema with roles that revealed her gift for channeling quiet intensity into powerful performances. Behind the spotlight, Sindhu is an introvert who thrives in the discipline and introspection her craft demands. Join us as we explore how introversion fuels her creativity, how she navigates the duality of performer and private artist, and how she empowers students worldwide to embrace both heritage and authenticity. Please welcome Sindhu Shyam. Thank you, Sindhu, for spending time on this podcast, Talk for the Non-Talkers. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Thank you. Okay, Sindhu, one of the purposes of our podcast, and we talked about that earlier when we met, is to help bring people, I would say, people from different walks of life and who are, in most cases, introverts, and then share some of their journeys on how they managed uh, this trait of introversion and they performed in their own field. So fields can be research, field could be the one which you do, or even from regular professions like sales, marketing, and all. And it is very, very interesting, and I'm actually privileged to get somebody from a completely different field, which I am not much familiar with, the field of dancing, acting, performance, and all. So it will be a welcome change for our viewers also to listen to you in terms of getting some ideas from how, as a dancer and a TV personality, you have been very public actually for others, but you yourself identify as an introvert. So my first question is that how do you reconcile this very public nature of your acting, dancing, and your own personal, uh, I would say, personal profile of being an introvert?
Uh, I would like to say that might be during my younger school days and all, I was exactly somebody who would like to be within myself, very
Mhm.
less interactions, and I would like to even now um, to use minimum number of words to communicate
Yeah,
verbally.
yeah.
But that communication um, might be I parallelly found out a way through dance. And it happened as a natural progression for me. That opportunity just came to me and I started learning. And initial days, I was not at all aware of, you know, me identifying myself to improve as an individual through the
Hmm.
channel of this fine arts. So I started learning Bharatanatyam and other classical dance forms at a very early age. And gradually I started getting deeper into it. And my acting career also started when I was 15.
Okay.
Yeah. So um, this transition just happened naturally for me. It was not a planned thing or a planned choice of career that I made. As far as acting is concerned, dance has always been with me.
Right.
So now, if you ask me,
Hmm.
when I think about the younger days, I think I was more. Uh, I would fall correctly under the criteria of an introvert than
Okay.
now I call myself.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
because now might be because of the experiences that I have gone through, might be because of the exposure that I got. I would have come out of that chamber probably and still uh, go into that space, then I feel like.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, definitely. If you ask me whether now I'm an introvert, I am not sure about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, because I'll definitely say that that exposure to the other art forms, to my acting, uh, you know, projects, etc., would have helped me to come out of that at least to an extent.
Right. Right. Right.
But at the same time, during social gatherings, etc., I still find myself a little uncomfortable to, open up to new people, new surroundings, new ambience.
Yeah.
Certain situations which I'm new to it entirely,
Yeah.
which still pose as a challenge in front of me.
I get it. I get it. I mean, I can completely relate to it. And when I was speaking to Dr. Sana in one of our earlier sessions, so she also talked about this as not binary. It's not like 0 and 1. So
Hmm.
for you as a performer, as a dancer, you had to find some kind of a balance between, I think, introversion, extroversion, and that's why we call ambivert. Similar for me also, in my role as a marketing professional, I cannot probably thrive in my role by saying that, hey, I'm an introvert. I will not talk to anybody. I will sit in one corner. So I think we all find our ways in which to manage that and all. So on that, I want to go a bit deeper into that, Sindhu here. Is that, say, you take on different characters on stage,
Mhm.
unlike some of us who are in jobs where we are our own characters.
Mhm.
So how does that work out for you? So you are personally as an introvert and you have to take on different characters who are probably not introvert as we know it, right? So how does that play out in your performances in your life?
Uh, See, I cannot generalize if other people who identify themselves with introversion will agree with me. I
Okay.
don't know that.
Yeah.
I can share my own experience of, you know, as an answer to what you
Yeah.
asked me. Um, so now I have been training in dance for almost 40 years. So um, now how I see dance or my style is Bharatanatyam, which I choose to. It's much different from how I started.
Okay.
Or might be uh, for any young dancer, they
Hmm.
would not look at dance in the way that as a mature dancer would look at.
Okay.
So now I'll answer in the dance part of
Right.
dance part. So what happens is um, when we start doing abhinaya, when we start doing acting, as in when we do the narration of a story or a composition, we start delving into the deeper layers of it. So it's not just the literal meaning. For example, like if I'm talking like if I'm taking the padam, Krishna
Hmm.
ni begane varo. So it literally means Krishna, please come fast,
Right.
quickly to me.
Right.
Really, that is what it is. But when I started choreographing it with my
Hmm.
own perspective,
Hmm.
I was interacting with lots of mothers of my age, where we were, you know, finding a balance from um, the happiness of seeing the child grow up
Okay.
and also the sorrow of letting the child go away from us.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we used to have a lot of interaction
Right.
amongst all the mothers.
Yeah.
And there was a very personal thing that occurred in my life.
Hmm.
So all put together, it came to me as Yashoda thinking about Krishna after he has left to uh, Dwaraka.
Okay.
So I started choreographing it in that perspective, where Yashoda is thinking about him. Yashoda might be she was a little old, and she is thinking about the little Krishna meddling through the stuff that Krishna has left here.
Right.
So I choreographed the entire thing in a different way,
Hmm.
whereas it is not just asking the little Krishna to come to me.
Hmm.
So my own interactions, my own personal experiences added into that choreography, and it came out beautifully, and it started connecting with all the people who watched it. So everybody who saw that Krishnani Begane were in tears.
Very good.
So I can
Excellent.
make that connect.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to tell is when that particular composition is happening, when I'm performing it,
Mm.
I create a kind of parallel universe.
Mm.
So there are dialogues which Yashoda would have in her mind. So I become kind of that character at that moment where
Yeah.
you lose yourself. When
Yeah.
I, as an individual, doesn't exist,
Yeah.
the emotions of Yashoda, which I identified with,
Yeah.
I go into that universe.
Yeah.
So there are lots of dialogues that I talk to myself, I frame within myself,
Mhm.
which I feel is what, as an individual, Sindhu, as an uh, I would frame my own dialogue where I keep talking to myself. That's what
Mm.
I told you. It might not be a general thing. That's how I
Yeah.
do. So
No,
sometimes
yeah. Go
uh,
ahead, please.
the things that I might want to talk to another person, I narrate it within me before I talk it out. So this habit would have helped me to, do this choreography part of it.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a liberation for me.
Yes. Yes. And I think I can very well relate to some of the things when you were speaking to my life, even though I don't dance. Is one you said towards the end, you said that, okay, I narrate whatever I want to speak to the next person, like in my head before I go and speak. I mean, I do that. I do that most of the time. So
Yeah.
I can very well relate to that. And the second one, I was trying to draw parallel from your performance in a stage as a different character, right? You kind of get into their universe. You
Mm,
get
mm,
that, right? So I feel personally, in office, if somebody watches me, then they will not say that, hey, Sanjay is an introvert. So I
mm.
feel that I'm actually transforming myself into a different version of myself,
Correct. Yeah.
which is the requirement from an office perspective.
Mm.
And then transforming back myself. And I usually take a cab to come back. And in that cab, I kind of switch on and switch off
Correct.
into,
Correct.
into these different roles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So building on that, is that, say, I personally require some energy after I come back from office or some space to actually re-energize myself. And because I have zapped my energy in office. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
because of other works, but because I am playing this other character most of the time. So, from for you, what have been some of the ways in which you recharge yourself on stage in front of the audience, and also probably after that performance, you also need to recharge your mind. I'm not talking about need not necessarily be the body always, but also the mind. So, do you do some things which could be of interest for our listeners to know?
Uh, as far as performance is concerned, while the time I get ready, it's always I prefer to be quiet.
Okay,
So I try not to, you know, keep all the things in the last hurry burry thing. I plan
yeah.
it ahead.
Okay.
So I have that sorted and
Hmm.
organized.
Hmm.
Everything will be sorted and organized. So I'll take the time to get ready. I reach the venue much before, at least 45 minutes ahead
Very
of
good. Yeah,
the
yeah,
time. And I need my silence. So
yeah.
there is a prayer that for
Okay,
quieting myself. Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And the full focus is on that moment. I don't think about what will happen afterwards or what what happened behind. Might be we had a very busy, rehearsal just on the day ahead. But when I start getting ready for the particular show, it's entirely that moment exists for me.
Mm. Mm.
It's neither the past nor the
Yeah, 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 yeah. You are in the present. I mean, that's what they say. We
yeah.
all need
So
to be. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. So quietness is something that I really need
Okay.
before the performance and after the performance. So certain prayers. Sometimes if I'm a little agitated, I'm feeling nervous.
Right.
Breathing exercises help me to calm
Okay.
down,
Okay.
and that's a total surrender that happens.
Mm.
Absolutely,
Mm.
because I experienced that kind of surrender on the operation table.
Right. Okay. That's
We
that.
don't
That.
have
Yeah. Yeah.
because we don't have anything to do.
Do.
Nothing
Mm.
is in our hands, kind of.
Mm. Mm.
You're prepared everything, and
Mm.
I'm like very calm and at peace with me. So I'm just trying to do my best. and I always make sure to believe that I'm giving my best. There
Mm.
are no doubts about that. So that gives me a lot of confidence every time I go on to the stage.
Yeah, good things. I do some of these when I get typically on some of the presentations which are high stakes or big stage. So I also do that quiet phase before, just before that presentation. And I'm also a person who like to get things planned much
Mm-hmm.
ahead. I also, as much as possible, try not to reach there like 2 minutes before that or 10 minutes before that and try to. So some of them I can really relate. In your case, Sindhu, you also have worked in collaborative environments like dance troops and productions and all. So again, some of them you have to kind of lead, choreograph, talk with people, get them to work in a collaborative manner, right? So it is similar to something which I and others do in a corporate environment. We also kind of lead teams to get people to work together from multiple probably teams to come together and do their own stuff, right? So, as an introvert, do you find it difficult, or how do you manage that? I mean, since we have that traits of introversion, which generally, in some way, inhibits us in getting these things done. So, how do you elevate yourself to get that energy from the team?
Uh, Actually, that's what I initially used to have trouble in,
Okay.
getting
Mm.
into the group. But then after a period of time, when I get comfortable with the team, then I think um, I have found out my own way to, mix up when it is a group of dancers. I think I'm very comfortable. I sort of found out my, the happy world
Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, initially I find it difficult. It is not just about dance, I'm
Mm.
telling.
Mm.
I'll take some more time to, uh, mix up probably. But as far as work is concerned, as in dance is concerned, we have our own ways of communication. We'll be talking more about the choreography and all this stuff. So nowadays I don't find it difficult to get through.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, yeah. Go ahead.
so new choreographies or anything happens, there are lots of discussions that will happen. So
Okay.
I contribute in my own way into that, and it has not been a hindrance to me. It's not a hindrance to me at this point of my age, but
Right.
initially it used to me.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, probably. I mean, I think in some ways, these kinds of spaces gives us more energy because you love
Yes,
dancing.
yes, yes.
So you also know that it is probably rather than energy zapping, this probably gives you
Mhm.
more
Yes,
energy. So you
absolutely.
again, you again transform yourself into that universe which you
Correct,
talked about
correct.
on the stage. So yes, I think that makes sense. Uh, and when you share some of your like creative experiences, right? Because you are now a trained dancer for more than like 40 years, accomplished in many ways. I think a cooking show winner. So now, some of these, when you are sharing some of these experiences with others, how do people learn from you? Is it in a very social setting where people like you give kind of talk to a lot of people, or is it more like one-on-one? You kind of help people learn from your experiences. What makes it more comfortable for you? Uh, is it a purely social setting, or is it more s- like I would say curated spaces where you feel that you are comfortable with?
I think uh, with certain people,
Hmm.
it is like an individual interaction which will which is more comfortable for me.
Right.
It differs from person to person.
Correct.
Sometimes like I think it's general for anybody, not
Yeah.
just a person who is an introvert. So yeah, for example, yesterday I was in my class. I was taking class, so I
Hmm.
was telling my students in my class I have a different body language. I myself was analyzing.
Yeah.
So I was telling some of them who were like yet to break out of that shell and still in doubt. So I
Right.
have experienced the same thing. So I shared with them.
Yeah.
See, this is where you can enjoy the moment and you have to like explore to find out what you are capable of. So there is nothing which should hold back out of the fear that it might go wrong. Just explore and find out for yourself and make mistakes. So that
Mm,
is what I advise. I not advise.
mm,
I share with my
mm, mm,
students who come to learn from me.
mm. Yeah, it's also important, and I think that's something which we want to do through this podcast also. It's important that some of the introverts like you and other guests which are having on the show who are achieved certain amount of success and however we define that success and how they have done it. Because I always say that the world is heavily skewed to help extroverts. I mean, corporate world, personal world, social world, and all those. So it is important that sometimes for these people to come out and then tell, hey, I was also like you once upon a
Hmm.
time, and then gain energy from that. So I realized that late in my corporate life that I also have to do that. And this is one of the attempts that Indra and I are trying to do in terms of bringing that message to others. So I can relate to that. And I'm happy and kudos to you that you are sharing those experiences. Uh, the one area where I want to kind of poke a little bit further.
About the
Yeah, yeah,
reality show point of view,
yeah, sure,
uh,
sure.
that I will definitely say that I used to have a lot of struggle. I
Mm,
have to admit,
mm,
I struggled a lot
mm,
because reality show isn't a space where you are allowed to be yourself. There are cameras all around.
mm.
The moment they want your emotions,
Right.
that's why that's what makes reality shows reality.
Reality. Correct. Yeah.
So I have to accept that though I can act in front of the camera, a
Yeah.
very bad act is behind it. So real me, the vulnerable me used to come up.
Yes. Mm.
And I used to initially feel a little odd about it.
Mhm.
And I did only two reality shows in that way.
Okay.
The first one was Kitchen Superstar, was a cookery show, and we will have around 12 cameras around us
Okay.
while the activities have going on, while the cooking is going on. And they wanted us to speak a lot about what we are doing, not more,
Yeah.
just not the cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wanted to speak out, and that was the most difficult part of it.
Yes. Say you're thinking aloud, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and, for me, I'm not at all used to
Mm,
entirely opening out my thoughts, or if I
mm,
have I didn't like somebody doing something. I'm not comfortable opening up. I'll
mm,
always think like that person might get hurt. Why to go into that? So, but reality show is not that kind of an atmosphere. You have to
mm.
throw mud on each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to find it very difficult.
Mm.
That's why I didn't do more
More
shows.
of that.
I did one more show which was Sindhu Shyam. It was
Okay.
more of a talent show
Okay.
and some adventures based,
Mm,
all
mm.
those things. But I could do all the bungee jumping stuff. I did
Okay. Mm,
the diving stuff. All
mm,
those things I did.
mm.
I'm still scared about water.
Okay. All right. Mm,
So I avoided all those rounds.
mm,
Again, the same thing. They want us to speak out about emotions, about what you feel for about the other person. All
mm,
these things personally I feel very uncomfortable about doing that.
mm,
So I chose not to do it actually.
mm.
Not just on that aspect. It was also other things like very demanding hours of working,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I was not comfortable again. That was also emotionally traumatizing for me
Mm,
because we
mm,
used to work like 24 hours and sleep for
mm.
2 hours. That was
Oh.
giving emotional trauma to me. So I
Mm,
used to start behaving in a different way entirely. I started getting angry.
mm.
I started losing my temper on silly stuff.
Yeah.
Which is not me.
Yeah.
And then I decided, no more reality show.
Yeah.
Not my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are right. I think the main way in which these reality shows thrive is by making people say loud
Correct.
what they are thinking, and I mean, I can very well get it that it is a very very uncomfortable space for somebody who's an introvert to be in that and then thrive. So no wonder that you did not do too many of them.
Yeah,
But it's sometimes very nice, right? I mean, you do something which you are completely uncomfortable of, and then
yeah,
I think that is there. I mean, of course, whether you continue or not is a different thing. But that actually, there are enough studies to also actually prove that it enhances your brain
correct.
very well, because there are certain areas of the brain which get stimulated because you are trying to do something which is like
Something.
outside your
Correct,
comfort zone. So that's highly appreciable. And coming back to the introverts and their strengths, do you think that in the industry which you are in, entertainment, if I can put entertainment and performance, do you think that as an introvert, what are the strengths some people will bring better? Like, what are some of the strengths that introverts better bring to some of these places, even though we think it as show and all those? But talking to you, I can definitely understand that there are some qualities or qualities in you which helped you actually probably do a better performance. So, what do you think are some of the strengths that an introvert can lean on to thrive and do better in this industry?
um, one of the advantages of being an introvert is like your ability to focus.
Okay. Hmm.
And we, for me, as a person, I will be quite determined to do something, how much ever time I take to do it.
Hmm.
So I can work very hard on
Hmm.
something that I really want.
Yeah. No.
So the focus, you cannot distract. My concentration, level of concentration is really high.
Very good. Yeah. It's
But the
very.
disadvantage is in that way, because my focus in one particular activity is really good.
Hmm.
I am really not, very good at multitasking.
Hmm.
But I do that if I'm pretty organized as a person.
Hmm.
So in that way, when you memorize the dialogues, when you, as far as acting is concerned, you try to become another character. So there is a lot of mind game involved in that.
Hmm.
So in that way, I think that focusing, that ability to concentrate, to become another person in acting also. I told about dance earlier. Now I'm talking about the acting in front of the camera per se. That helps a lot. And when you do a movie or a serial, you might have to do a particular shot repeatedly till
Okay.
the director gets the correct thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I interpret that particular dialogue in a way, that
Right.
emotional way,
Hmm.
and the director needs it in another way.
Hmm.
So he might ask for some particular emotion in the eyes
Hmm.
and something else on the body language.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we might have to do it repeatedly. Might be
Hmm.
not just for about my character. There are other people around me.
Hmm.
There might be a miss of a timing. There might be a miss of a timing between the camera and the movement when
Right.
we are walking.
Yeah.
Somebody else is also moving around. So there are many factors that goes into one particular shot, and they actually record it.
Hmm.
So for that reason, um, they might ask for reshoot. Retake many number of times, and without losing patience, I can go through that. I've seen people who get irritated. I
Hmm.
mean, even I tend to do that,
Yeah.
but he can calm down really well
Hmm.
and just, try to give the best for the next shot
Hmm.
till they get it right.
Hmm. Yeah. So you talked about focus, right? I think that is something which is very much in demand now
Mm.
because in this world of reels and short videos,
Yes,
to get that attention is a resource which is very
yes,
scarce.
yes,
So it's very very nice that the introverts can bring that strength
yes,
to almost every field actually,
correct.
and then gain from it. Now, if I take that other side of how does some industries like entertainment, performance, and all be more considerate to accommodate introverts? Why I ask this question is in our podcast, we also are talking to extroverts
Mm-hmm.
as listeners to
Mm-hmm.
also, first of all, one, be aware that there could be some introverts around you.
Correct.
Acknowledge that there are introverts who may be acting in a slightly different way than you may be familiar with. So that's the first step. Be aware. And second step is that if you are in a position where you can influence
Mm-hmm.
how things are organized, eh, we would request them to influence that. So if I'm a manager in a team and I understand that there are some introverts, then I take some steps so that their views are also captured.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, in your industry, is there something which you want to kind of share? You think would help a lot more of people to shed their inhibitions and come in and think that okay, this is also a space where I can thrive if the leadership can be more inclusive. So, what could be some of the things that leadership of some of these performance or entertainment industries can do to bring in more inclusivity around this space of introversion extroversion?
Um, See, I think the present scenario has been very inclusive about accepting many kind of individualities with different types of personalities. For example, I feel many of the established superstars are not extroverts. I feel so.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah. Mm.
And when we see the media interaction with some of the stars, I feel that might be they are introverts too, who are not really, ready to open up in front of the camera, other than the characters that they portray. So might be the media can be a little more sympathetic, empathetic to people like that, not
Mhm.
expect to open out entirely in front of them. Uh, might be that. Otherwise,
Mm.
acting part of it, I don't think that matters actually, because we
Yes.
are anyway traversing and becoming another character at any
Right.
point.
Right.
So, uh, at present, there are different workshops that are happening. It's not just like you read the script and you are put in front of the camera and you start acting. It's not like that.
Mhm.
Now there is most of the cases, not television. At first, it's yet to start, but
Mhm.
in movies, I have heard a lot of people talking about workshops. So preparation starts like months ahead
Right. Mm.
before you actually go in front of the camera for
Okay.
that particular
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have the script ready. You have time to internalize the character. So when you have time to internalize, then you can actually become another character. You're trained to start thinking like the other character. Then it's quite easy to do that.
Mm.
So there's a format with a technique where as an individual I need not identify with that character, but I can act
Yeah.
as another
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
I don't think for the personality of that actor as an individual matters at all.
Yeah.
Might be the other related activities, like when they do publicity activities, when they do media interaction. Might be then it
Yeah.
matters. But still, I think it's been more inclusive and people
Mm.
have understanding. For
Understood.
example, if I am able to understand myself as an introvert and I would cross that path and I identified my profession, what are the requirements for it, um, more than how it used to be like 15 years back, definitely I think it's better now.
Yeah. Good.
And it will open up more,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, it's glad to see that things around us are getting more inclusive. Obviously, it's very good. And I like that point that probably it's not inside that industry, but when you interface with other parts, like say, for example, media, and they can be more considerate in terms of, okay, why is this person not answering that question? So they can be a
Because
bit more considerate. Yeah, go ahead.
personally, I would say,
Yeah.
recently I attended one interview. I didn't have anything to talk because that person was asking the same question again and again. I answered that kind of questions for 20 times. I didn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
And I was stuck and he was stuck. Whatever he asked me, I
Yeah.
was like, was giving that one line answer for all the questions
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
lost interest.
Yeah.
So that happens.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel, I mean, it's very interesting, but sometimes I feel for the same question, and this may be my bias, but the same question, extroverts are able to answer the same thing, but in different ways.
Differently.
Yeah, different ways. Whereas some of us will say, hey, like, as you rightly felt, like I have told that right now. What more? What more I have to say? So that's a very interesting incident, and thank you for sharing. So Sindhu, it's been a great conversation. But before we end, Is there anything which you would like to tell some of the youngsters, new folks coming into your space of becoming, taking dance as a profession, taking performance as a profession, and probably trying to create their own space there? And if they are introverts, is there some things which you felt you should have known earlier, or you could have kind of worked on it, or you found your own way to work through it? Is there like a couple of tips we can leave with? Then that'd be wonderful.
Uh, I feel like make use of every opportunity that comes your way. Whether you have doubt, whether you are afraid of it, just you should not stop from trying it. So need not analyze whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. As a person, whatever opportunities comes your way, you should be ready to explore and give your best for that.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
feel. And dance and media, it's nothing to be scared about it. As in external factors are concerned, you are ready to work hard, and that world is yours.
Yeah. Wonderful. And it's great set of tips. One is get exposure to as many opportunities as possible, because practice
Correct.
makes you better and better. And second one, nothing to be afraid of. I mean, take these opportunities. Good. Thanks, Sindhu, for sharing your thoughts here. It's been really, really, really good. At least quite a bit of learning experience talking to you, for me personally, for me, and I'm sure for the listeners. And your experience and journey, sharing with us some of the very nice incidents. I mean, I like the reality show, the perspective you gave on reality show. People have seen reality shows, most of us, but they probably don't realize some of the things which go behind the cameras, as you rightly put it. So it's very, 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 very nicely put. And thank you again, once again, for taking time out and sharing this with us.
It's absolutely a pleasure because it gave me an opportunity to look at myself, to go inwards and find out answers for so many things. And I feel like, okay, I have done something. I've crossed the path
Yeah.
and moving ahead.
And as we said earlier, it is important that we share some of these experiences. So this is a time for you and I to kind of reflect back on some of our journeys and then see that, hey, like, this is what I did. And then when I share that, somebody else also will connect with that. And then probably fine tune, modify that, and then use in their own spheres to get things better. All right. Thanks a lot then.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for tuning into Talk for the Non-Talkers, where quiet minds speak loud truths. If today's conversation resonated, share it with someone, introvert or extrovert, who will appreciate it. Follow the show on Spotify or YouTube and leave a review. This will help more people discover the podcast. This is Sanjay with Indira signing off. Until next time, keep showing up quietly but powerfully.